popped up. Dunston was there. And see you later, Roberto.
Outside. That even makes the ball 2. Cardinals are leading in Los Angeles 6-1. The Pirates lead at San Francisco 3-2. Fouled it back. James has a run batted in. 2 singles, 2 out of 3 tonight. Pico. There's the strike call. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd is abuzz tonight. A high foul ball out of play. The Joliet boy, Jesse Barfield, rescued a split for the Yankees when he hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th, the second game, to win it 9-7. Kansas City and won the first one 14-5. Outside. Barfield, that's what they got Barfield for, and he's provided what they needed. Not only with the bat, but with his throwing arm. He leads the major leagues in assists by an outfielder. There's a ground ball to Dunston. 2 men out. Here's Santiago. Santiago walked 3 times yesterday and had a hit. Today he hasn't walked, but he's had 2 hits and started the inning with 2 out, the 4th, in which they went ahead. Montreal beats Cincinnati 1-0 at Cincinnati. He tried to bunt his way on.
He got good enough speed, but that wasn't very good bunting technique. He kind of laid the bat out there and a slider away. Fouled it back. He was trying to get it down third. That wasn't a particularly good pitch to do it.
Oh, and 2 the count. Bouncing ball. Law has it. And that retires the side. At the end of 7, the Padres lead 7-2.
Interested in a better hand soap than that me? I can cope. I don't need no lava soap, no. Regular soap won't always work, but lava with pumice will. Interested? No, no, no. Lava, but don't try to cope without it soap.
My athlete's foot kept flaring up. I'd put it out, and it'd just flare up again. Then my doctor told me about Tinactin. It cures recurring athlete's foot. Use it regularly, and it'll keep the fire from coming back.
Tinactin puts the fire out for good.
For a nice cold bud?
And where does she come from?
This is where we started. A clean sheet of paper. No boundaries. No rules. No preconceived ideas. Just a desire to build the best sports car in the world. A car for one driver in 1,000. A car destined to leave its mark. From Nissan.
Later tonight on Channel 9, there's a vacancy at the Bates Motel when Norman gets back in town. Don't miss the celebrated sequel to Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller. Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles star in Psycho 2 tonight after the game here on Channel 9.
Harry Carey back in San Diego. We go into the 8th. Sean Dunston will lead it off. There'll be a pinch hitter. Gary Varsho is going to bat for Joe Pico. And Luis Salazar, we mentioned him before, has been playing third base for the Padres the last 2 innings. B.J. Glaze and his wife and his daughters from Mesa, Arizona, watching the ball game. So is Newell Bliss and Pat Patterson, a couple of the ho-ho cams. The strike is called. Whitson has only given up 5 hits. Fastball outside.
Other than a couple of short lapses by Ed Whitson, he's been in control. He had a rough spot in the 4th inning with a double and a single to lead off the inning by Smith and Dawson. But he's thrown great pitches most of the night, moving the ball in and out. Good command of his slider.
27,649 paid. 2 balls and the strike. There's a hit in the left field. Dunston's going to try for second to throw. He is out. From James Palomar. With his team 5 runs behind, Dunston tried to stretch a single into a double and was thrown out.
This is just a terrible base running play considering the situation. And Sean, who had some knee problems earlier in the game, decides for whatever reason to stretch it into a double. A fine throw by James right on the button. And they cut down Dunston. It looked like his arm was in there ahead of the tag, but John Kibler said the tag was before the arm.
1 out. Here's Varsho pinch hitting. There's a fly ball to left. It'll be caught by James. Varsho on the first pitch. Flies out. 2 gone. That'll bring up Mitch Webster, 1 out of 3. Tied up the ball game with a base hit in the 3rd. Then a double by Dwight Smith, a single by Dawson, a sacrifice fly by Grace gave the Cubs a temporary 2-1 lead. But that rapidly disappeared in the bottom of the 4th. Seven to 2 Padres. We're in the top of the 8th. Whitson working quickly.
He's had very good rhythm tonight. He wants to make sure that he keeps it.
Pitch outside. Mike Scott of Houston leads the league in victories with 14. Whitson will tie Russell with 12 tonight. Strike call. 3-2. Top of the 8th. Fouled it back. Walt Terrell for San Diego. Paul Kilgus for the Cubs tomorrow night. Fouled it out of play. There's the Cub dugout.
They've been riding the crest of a good winning streak, winning 8 of their last 10, but tonight, to this point, has not been the Cubs' night.
Struck him out. Webster caught on strike. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Padres are out in front, 7-2.
A dark, quiet home can suddenly say welcome with a few bright values from True Value hardware stores. This master electrician security light with photocell is just $18.88. A solar-powered accent light from Intermatic, only $29.99. Collects sunlight by day and shines at night. Add beauty with this 4-light floodlight set from TrueGuard for just $39.99. And a quartz security fixture with halogen bulb is only $10.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
This fantasy is brought to you by Uricel. Since 1951, we've fueled more NASCAR winners than all other gasolines combined. And we put that same high performance and winning spirit into gasolines for your car.
And that was a fine piece of driving.
Oh, it's nothing.
What's that, Murph?
Nothing, nothing, Ed. There's nothing.
If you're shopping for a luxury sedan, you could compare Nissan Maxima, Toyota Cressida, and Buick LeSabre. Compare price. Buick LeSabre is sticker priced up to $6,000 less than Nissan and Toyota. Compare owner satisfaction. Buick LeSabre ranks #1 in its class for initial product quality, salesperson's performance, and delivery. And now get 2.9% GMAC financing, or depending on the option package selected, up to $1,850 cash back. Get the facts. Buick is better.
Participating advertisers of Cubs baseball is Pepsi. Cubs Home Run Countdown 89. Just look inside cans or under caps for millions of instant win prizes. Come on, start playing Pepsi's Home Run Countdown.
Z begins Monday at 7 on Channel 9.
Giraldi comes on in the bottom of the 8th, and Giraldi with a 2-4 record, a 4.53 ERA on for the 37th time. 53 and 2/3 innings. Galvin's given up 6 home runs. He's walked 35, struck out 37.
He called on 1 run on 3 hits in his 2 1/3 innings of work. Here's Woodson to lead it off. You know, the way this ball game started for Bilecki, with the very first play when Bip Roberts beat him to first base on what should have been the first out. But Bilecki was a little slow covering. And that's led to their first run. But then the Cubs ahead 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Bilecki had retired the first 2 men. But Santiago singled and Woodson doubled to left. They had a shot at Santiago at the plate. And they had the right man throwing the ball in the relay, Sean Dunston. But unfortunately, it was a wild throw, both men scoring. And that's how the Padres took the lead, a lead they've never relinquished. Whitson goes down swinging. One out, bottom of the 8th is Luis Salazar to replace Bip Roberts. Roberts had 2 out of 4 while he was in there. Salazar hitting .254. 4 homers, 7 RBI. There's a high pop fly. Somebody ought to catch it. And Dawson does. 2 out. Here's Templeton. Templeton really flexed his muscles in the 5th. A surprisingly well-hit home run. Almost halfway up in the right field bleachers. I say surprisingly because he's not known for that kind of power.
He got every ounce of his strength into that one, Harry. He hit that as far as Clark hit his in left field.
There's a pitch foul back.
The real difference is that Templeton's was fair. And he's going to remember that one a long time. When you only hit 3, you can remember what pitch, what pitcher, and how far it went back in the seat.
The pitch. There's a drive. Center field will be caught. 1, 2, 3. Giraldi retires him in order. At the end of 8, 7-2 to San Diego.
Beechwood Age, for the taste so crisp and clean, so refreshing, it's the king of beers.
Ted, for a positive number, you're being pretty negative.
Well, do you remember what happened last time I tried Little Lotto?
Come on, Ted, you're being a square.
Oh, that's perfect square to you, man.
Ted, babe, get a grip.
No, I'm sticking with Lotto.
But with Little Lotto, you can play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah?
And some people win hundreds of thousands of dollars.
In cash? Okay. Hey, what's the deal with the new guy?
Johnny Bell's Baseball Hall of Famer.
The Reds do it. So do Krylon Blues. Krylon paint turns everything old Krylon new. Because Krylon goes on rich and beautiful. Dries fast, smooth, and even. Makes whatever you paint Krylon new. Spray on Krylon for a smooth professional finish every time. With no runs, no drips, no errors. Now that's Krylon new.
Krylon.
The Hitchcock classic was only the beginning.
It's starting again.
Anthony Perkins, Psycho 2.
Tonight, following the Cubs game.
Number 23, Ryan Sandberg.
Harry Carey back at Jack Murphy Stadium as we go now into the top of the 9th. Sandberg, who's 1 out of 3, will lead it off. Ed Whitson going not only for his 12th victory of the year, but for his 4th complete game. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit past Templeton. That's not the Gary Templeton we used to know. Who used to cover a world of ground when he played short for the Cardinals.
Templeton just a little short on his range these days. Still steady, but you have to hit the ball a little closer to him than Rhino just did.
That brings up Dwight Smith. He doubled a right in the 4th. Hit the ball very deep, but out in the 6th. The first pitch is low. 7-2. In favor of the Padres. Good fastball. Strike call. Slow curve in there, a strike call. Montreal will lead Chicago by 2.5, the Mets by 3.5, and the Cardinals by 4 if these scores stand up. That evens it up. 2-2. Dwight Smith. A runner in first. Ground ball fair, down the first base line. There goes Sandberg racing for third. On his way to second is Dwight Smith. And the Cubs have runners at second and third with nobody out. They're 5 runs behind.
15th double of the year for Dwight Smith, who doubled in the 4th inning. And hit the ball very hard in the 6th inning. Well, Mark Davis getting up and ready to go. He's the stopper for the Padres, and this is a slider. Smith hits it right down the line. And the Cubs making some noise here in the 9th.
Here's Andre Dawson. And you can make 5 in a hurry. There goes the plate umpire, Jerry Davis, out to break up the huddle. Ed Whitson. With runners at second and third, nobody out. Mark Davis hurriedly starting to warm up. high fastball inside. Mark Davis is tied with Mitch Williams of the Cubs and John Franco of the Reds. Each have 22 saves. Ball inside. 2 balls, no strike. Well, I'd like to see a little bit of a rally, like about 6 or 7.
Wouldn't be bad. Base hit right here would go a long way toward making this inning very uncomfortable for Jack McKean and the Padres.
Base hit. Left field. A runner's in. Another man stopping at third. Dawson lines a single to left. That makes it a 7-3 ball game. And that's his 32nd run batted in.
Cubs have jumped on Ed Whitson, and there's Pat Dobson talking with McKean about what he wants to do. Hit like a rifle shot in the left field. And now Jerry Davis once again out to the mound to try to break it up. I don't know if Davis has had enough time, but if he has, you can bet that this is going to be it for Whitson.
Here comes Pat Dobson now, the pitching coach. Well, Mark Grace is a hitter. He's 0 for 2 as a result of a sensational catch by Marvell Wynn, the Chicago boy out of Hearst High School, who robbed him of extra bases, banging into the center field wall in the 7th. That's who it's going to be, Mark Davis coming in. And we'll have more information on him following this message.
Norman Bates is judged, restored to sanity, and is ordered released forthwith.
Norman Bates is having a homecoming. After 22 years, the Bates Motel is back in business.
Turning a murderer loose on an innocent public?
And Norman has a lot of catching up to do.
I'm becoming confused again.
The Hitchcock classic was only the beginning.
It's my mother. She'll kill you.
Anthony Perkins.
It's starting.
Psycho 2.
Tonight, following the Cubs game. We have visitors.
It's opening. There's something coming out.
Friends from high places.
They have come in peace.
But real friends don't have 2 faces. The critically acclaimed blockbuster, the sci-fi mega-thriller. This is it. The television event of the summer. Begins Monday at 7 on Channel 9.
Mark Davis, early in the season, I think he had something like 17 out of 17 saves compared to opportunities to save. Now he's got 22. He's tied for the National League lead with Mitch Williams and John Franco. And so he's in a position to take over the National League lead and save.
And he comes in with a 2-3 record. The ERA at 2.68. He's on for the 35th time. He spanned 47 in 43 2/3 innings and only walked 17. His best pitch is a big, hard curveball that he throws with almost as much velocity as his fastball. When he gets it over, he's very difficult to hit.
Here's Grace. The first pitch in there, strike call. Grace only 28 years old. Davis only 28 years old.
He's 22 for 25 in save situations.
Wide breaking curveball. That evens a count, a ball and a strike. We're in the 9th. Barry Hill will be next. Held up. 2 balls and a strike.
Davis never really had much of an opportunity to be a stopper at San Francisco. But coming over here to San Diego, he was originally used in middle relief, and then they finally said, here's the ball, you're our stopper, and he certainly has responded.
He fouls it out of play, and the count is even up 2-2. One run is in. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. The reason he qualifies for a save with the score 7-3, the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Line drive, base hit. Nobody will get this ball. One run is in. Here's another man around third. He's going to be held up. Mark Grace does it again. He lines a double to left center. And that makes it a 7-4 ball game. Still nobody out.
Mark Grace is slowly establishing himself as a tough hitter in clutch situations. This is an outstanding pitcher on the mound. He gets a high fastball, drills it into left center field. No sense risking Andre Dawson, who's not running particularly well. And Chuck Cartier knows 3 runs down and nobody out. You want to keep him right there, and he does.
And if Berryhill should happen to hit one out, this ball game would be tied. First pitch in there, a curveball to strike. Mark Grace doubled to left center.
Driving in his 36th run of the year and 2nd of the night.
Outside to even it up. Runners on at second and third.
This is where you want Damon Berryhill, because he's hitting .338 as a right-hand hitter as opposed to just .240 as a left-hand hitter.
Now Davis ready. High fastball outside. Now Davis has thrown 5 home run balls in 44 innings. So you can hit the long ball off of him. 2 balls and the strike. Outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and the strike. Jack McKeon on the telephone to the bullpen. 3 balls and the strike. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Oh, he popped it up. Easy out. 3-1 pitch. He popped up to Templeton at shortstop.
It's Greg Harris getting ready in a hurry in the bullpen for San Diego.
Here's Vance Law. Let's see. Can we see the pitch he swung at, Arnie? The count was 3-1. Let's see what it was. Watch it. It looked like a good pitch. He just got under it, that's all. Here's Vance Law. He's had 3 homers this year. Curveball low, ball 1. 7-4 in favor of the Padres. Oh, you think back to that leadoff single by Dunston in the 8th when he tried to stretch it into a double.
At the time here, you're 5 runs down, and even though it's a bad play, it's not a devastating play. But now, the inning shapes up a whole lot differently if he just stays at first base.
1 ball, no strikes. Dunston would be next. Fair ball hit that outside corner, and the count is evened up. Vance Law would sure love to get hold of one. 7-4 in favor of the Padres. Ground ball foul. Salazar gets it in foul territory. He's in the hole now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cub fans in among this crowd can be heard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, for the long ball here. Talk about 3-run homers. Struck on a bad pitch. Here's Dunston now.
This is Davis's best pitch. The hard breaking ball. He completely fools Waugh.
That was it. 2 out. And here's Dunston, who's 1 out of 3.
Lloyd McClendon in the on-deck circle, just hoping that Sean Dunston can keep it alive.
Outside, ball 1. The tying run is at the plate. 7-4 in favor of the Padres. 2 out, 2 on. That evens it. Count, a ball and a strike. Dunston's hit 5 homers this year. Now he's in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now all the Padre fans get to their feet. We held up in time, and that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dunston singled in the 8th. He's 1 out of 3 tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dawson at third, Grace at second. Fouled it out of play. 2-2. 2 on, 2 out. And the count 2-2 on Sean Dunston. Time called. Gary Davis, the plate umpire. Ball 3. And Lloyd McClendon on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The ball game is over. Dunston goes down swinging. So, the Padres have evened up the series, beating the Cubs 7-4 here tonight. We'll be back with the totals in a moment.
Around 9,050 feet, 200 billion. 900,000.
29,000.
I'm not sure. I guess maybe 100?
About 2 feet.
Come become a kid again on life's greatest beach, Waikiki, surrounded by aloha spirit amidst the bounty of Oahu. Come become a kama'aina, a native, and let the island rhythms carry you away. With United, the airline that's been Hawaii's friend for 40 years. United's Hawaii, the way the world is supposed to be.
There's a drive way back. The Cubs win.
Celebrate 75 years of history at Wrigley Field. Friday, July 21st is Tankard Mug Day at Wrigley Field. The first 25,000 adults, 14 and older, attending the Cubs-Giants game receive a Cubs Tankard mug, compliments of Budweiser. To purchase your tickets, stop by the advanced ticket windows at Wrigley Field or call Ticketmaster at 559-1212.
Come on and see the Cubbies play.
Sometimes you can't always wait for a sale. So come to Build a Square for the lowest prices every day.
The Budweiser play of the game happened in the fourth inning with 2 out. Runner at first. This is the pitcher, Ed Whitson, slamming a double to left. They got a play on the tying run, who is Santiago, racing to the plate and had the right man throwing the ball. But unfortunately, the throw skipped by Berryhill and wound up in the stands. 2-run score on the play. The Padres took the lead. They never relinquished it, and that is the Budweiser play of the game. It would have been easy to win this game with just the usual performance of Mike Bilecki, but unfortunately, he just had a bad night.
I think it was a complete letdown tonight. The Cubs didn't play good baseball. The Padres did. But when you beat a team 8 out of 9, you got to figure they're due. And tonight, the Padres were due.
All right, birthday child. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll be back with the totals now in a moment.
Your wood trim is going. Your paint is why. Because most premium paints aren't formulated to stop moisture damage. And before you know it, your wood trim is gone. You need Rust-Oleum Wood Saver paint. Formulated with Teflon and other ingredients, it forms a superior barrier to resist moisture. So don't wait. Replace your paint. Or you could replace your wood.
It's Pepsi's Home Run Countdown 89. Millions of instant win prizes. Whopper sandwiches, fries, Pepsi. Or you could win a Pontiac Grand Prix and $10,000 by matching home runs with the Cubs. It's easy. And you don't even have to know about baseball.
Baseball? What's that?
The matching number is 52. Enter sweepstakes at any participating Burger King restaurant by July 31st. Call 1-800-BATTERS for details.
I'm Gene Morvig, State Farm agent. Right now, millions of drivers 50 years of age and over are saving important money with a State Farm discount, just like my policyholders, the Bymas. And now, because Ralph and Nyla are over 50, they're saving important money with a State Farm discount. If you are 50 or over and you want great service and savings too, talk to a State Farm agent now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Finally, all the brands you want in home electronics are here. All the brands you want in appliances are here too. All your favorite brands, all at the right prices. And all at the store you already trust. It's finally here. Come see for yourself. Sears announces the grand opening of Brand Central. The brands you want at the store you trust.
Norman Bates is judged, restored to sanity, and is ordered released forthwith.
Norman Bates is having a homecoming. After 22 years, the Bates Motel is back in business.
Turning a murderer loose on an innocent public?
And Norman has a lot of catching up to do.
I'm becoming confused again.
The Hitchcock classic was only the beginning.
It's my mother. She'll kill you.
Anthony Perkins.
It's starting.
Psycho 2.
Tonight, following the Cubs game.
One thing about baseball, you never know, do you? Wouldn't have taken more than just another hit or two for the Cubs to pull it out in the ninth when it seemed like they were hopelessly beaten. But here are the totals now as the Padres even up the series. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Ed Whitson not only picked up the victory, but it also marked his 12th of the year. He's only lost 6. And Mark Davis picks up his 23rd save, which gives him the National League lead in save. For the Cubs, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. Mike Bilecki is the loser. He now is 1-8 and lost 5. Well, tomorrow, Paul Kilgus will take them on for the Cubs, and hopefully he'll have a better night. This series is all tied up. That's it. The Padres have defeated the Cubs by the score of 7-4. With birthday child Steve Stone, all of 42 tonight, and Dwayne Stats, this is Harry Carey, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening from San Diego, where the Padres have beaten our Cubs 7-4. Stay with us now. Steve, 1 year older, will have the 10th inning show. So long, everybody. Our next telecast will be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. The Cubs take on the San Diego Padres here on Channel 9. Our executive producer director has been Arnie Harris. The final score again, the Padres 7, the Cubs 4. Harry Carey from San Diego. So long, everybody.
A promotional fee has been paid to WGN by United Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Cubs. Come fly the friendly skies.
Cubs baseball was brought to you in part by Budweiser. For that clean, crisp taste, this Bud's for you. True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Canon, the official camera of the Chicago Cubs. Unical 76, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. The Chicago Tribune, where you'll always get the freshest sports. And Nissan, built for the human race.
Chi-Chi's new Ultimate Combo shows how even we get carried away. It's 8 great Chi-Chi's favorites. Cheese nachos, a guerrero, enchilada, chili con queso, taco beans, rice plus Mexican fried ice cream. All at a price even we don't believe. Chi-Chi's Ultimate Combo. Better hurry in before we have second thoughts.
Chi-Chi's, a celebration of food.
Fruit juice cooler from McCain. The which is electrifying.
I don't ask for much, do I? Little gas, little oil, an occasional tune-up. I mean, look at me. My plugs don't have that old spark. I'm hard to start. I hesitate. I hate that. Well, I've got the answer. Precision Tune. They'll diagnose my problem, tune me up, and guarantee it. So take me to Precision Tune. Whew. We better get going.
Precision Tune. We do more than fix your car. We guarantee it.
Run Chicago in the 13th Annual Chicago Distance Classic. For entry forms and further information, call Run 1900.
Tenth Inning is brought to you by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Welcome to the 10th inning. It was a case of too little too late tonight for the Cubs, but consider for a moment the effectiveness of Ed Whitson. Here's a pitcher who is 6 games over 500, pitching for a team who is 4 games under 500. Think of where they'd be without Whitson putting together perhaps the best season of his career. And the Padres, who played so poorly against the Cubs this entire season, turned it around tonight. And it was the Cubs making a couple of errors, making a couple of base-running mistakes, and generally not doing what they had to do to win. So the Cubs 1-1 now after the All-Star break with 2 more games left with San Diego before they go to Los Angeles for 3 and then head back home with a big 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. We've got some highlights. They're not all pretty, but we've got them all, and we'll get to them after these messages.
When it comes to TV, Americans are the world's most adoring fans and knowledgeable critics. So it's not surprising that in a nation of experts, the television of choice comes from the people who've made the most technological innovations in the industry, RCA. Just one reason more Americans buy RCA video equipment than any other. RCA, #1 with the toughest critics in the world.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Get financing as low as 0% or up to $2,000 back on most 89 cars in stock. Get Chrysler LeBaron Coupe with $1,500 back for 0% financing and low financing or $750 back on Plymouth Sundance. So hurry.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
In Barrington, the sign of the best is at Joe Gentile Chrysler Plymouth.
Mike Bilecki off to a shaky start in the first inning with Jack Clark up, a runner at third. He throws the ball by Damon Berryhill, and the Padres go on top 1-0 as Biff Roberts, who has singled, scored. Watch the play by Mark Grace. Diving to his right, fires the ball to Damon Berryhill, who blocks Gary Templeton off the plate and comes back to tag him as Templeton misses the plate. And fortunately, it's not 2-0 at that point. And Mitch Webster ties it up, driving the ball into center field. This coming in the third inning. It's his 17th RBI of the year, and it's now a 1-1 game as the Cubs are back in it. Mark Grace had a couple of RBIs tonight, and in the fourth inning, he drives in run number 35 with a sacrifice fly, a bullet to left field. Chris James going back to make the play, but what he can't do is throw out Dwight Smith at the plate, and the Cubs are on top 2-1. Here's the biggest hit of the ball game, and it comes off the bat of Ed Whitson. Mike Bilecki still on the mound in the fourth inning. Santiago at first base with 2 outs, and Whitson drills the ball into left field. Smith has some problems picking it up. The ball gets away from Berryhill, and Santiago scores all the way from first. And when the ball gets by, here comes Whitson. And this puts the Padres on top 3-2, and they never look back. Looks like a home run trot, but it's really not, folks. It goes as an error on Dunston. Gary Templeton had a pretty good night with a couple of base hits, and here is a towering home run to lead off the fifth inning. Starting to spell doom for Mike Bilecki as the Padres go up 4-2. And that one was way back. Chris James had a good night. He had a couple of base hits and an RBI, and here he drills the ball back through the middle. And it's now 5-2. RBI number 28 for Chris James. Benito Santiago had a couple of base hits. And this is RBI number 31 as he takes the ball back up the middle by a diving Dunston. Mitch Webster has some problems with it as the Cubs kicked around a few tonight. And watch the hit and run. This shows you that Jack McKean came out aggressive tonight because who else but Jack Clark on the hit and run? You don't see this too often. He throws the bat at the ball, driving it through the right side. And that makes it a 7-2 game as once again Biff Roberts comes home to score. Take a look at Marvell Wynn with Mark Grace up. Marvell, for the second time in 2 nights, takes at least a double away from a Cub. Last night it was Lloyd McClendon. Tonight it's Mark Grace, and Marvell pounds into the wall but holds on. Andre Dawson makes it 7-3 by driving the ball through the left side. Dawson with another RBI, number 32 this year, and it looks for a while in the 9th inning that the Cubs are going to come back. Mark Grace against tough Mark Davis, and he drives the ball into left center field, driving home another run, making it 7-4 with a chance to do more damage. But Davis came in to retire Berryhill, Law, and Dunston, and there's the final, save number 23 for Mark Davis. So stay with us. We'll get back and tell you about all the action in the major leagues after these messages.
Retinitis pigmentosa knows no age, an eye disease that affects young and old alike. RP slowly narrows your vision, often resulting in blindness. There's no cure for RP yet, but it doesn't have to be that way. Your support of the RP Foundation could be the great save for thousands of people. RP needs your help. I'm Wayne Gretzky. Support the RP Foundation.
financing as low as 0% or up to $2,000 back on most 89 cars in stock. Get Chrysler LeBaron Coupe with $1,500 back for 0% financing and low financing or $750 back on Plymouth Sundance. So hurry. In Forest Park, the sign of the best is at Curry Motors.
St. Louis 6-1 over Los Angeles. That game in the 6th inning. A final. Philadelphia defeated Houston 4-2. As we swing around the National League, Pittsburgh 5-4 over San Francisco in the 6th inning. Russell looking for his 13th win. In the American League, Baltimore over California 6-4. Was Cleveland over Texas 11-5. Chicago over Milwaukee 6-4, and Seattle murdered Detroit 13-0. Boston shut out Minnesota 5-0. Kansas City in the first of a doubleheader beat New York 14-5. In the second game, the Yankees came back and won 9-7. And Toronto defeated Oakland 4-1. So that's it from San Diego. It was Indiana Jones and the Templeton of Doom tonight. And now, stay tuned for Psycho 2, and we'll see you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.
Tenth inning was brought to you by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Begins Monday at 7 on Channel 9. Tonight, the Bates Motel is reopened, and so are a lot of bad memories. Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, and Meg Tilly star in Psycho 2.